Ay, hindi ako prepared. Ayan. And now we are live. Hi. Hello. Magandang tanghali. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another session of Career Talk Thursdays. I'm Roan, and I'll be your host for today. So, bale ito na yung pang-11 session natin, no, ng Career Talk Thursday. So, weekly talaga tayo, no? Sobrang routine na natin to every week, diba? And for today's video, we will be talking about how to improve your written communication skills for the world of work. So, para ito sa mga college students, mga fresh grads, mga Gen Zs, young millennials katulad ko. Wow, medyo young pa naman. Young pa. At mga career shifters na gustong ma-improve ang written communication skills nila para sa mga internship nila or job hunting or kahit sa paggawa ng articles, essays, or research work. So, ayun, before tayo mag-start, I want to let everyone know that this event is hosted by Prospel Philippines. So, ano nga ba Prospel? Prospel is a career portal and jobs board designed specifically for students and fresh graduates. We help you get the best start to your career by providing you all the information, the in the life articles, career events, and jobs that are for you. So, samahan nyo kami today na magkwentuhan, and if you have any questions, feel free to send them in sa chat box natin. At itatanong natin yan sa ating guest speaker for today. So, hintayin lang natin ng konti at pwede muna tayo magkwentuhan, ganyan. And ready na po ba? At pwede muna tayo mag-chikahan and ayan. Hello, Miss Patty. Nagsasalita. Ito, representative muna from QuadX.
Hello. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Okay.
Ayan.
So, Miss Teen. So, kamusta naman?
Nag, ayan, nag-echo. Pero eto si Miss Patty. Ayan, nakakatsikahan ko na siya kanina sa backstage natin. And comment lang kayo kung meron kayong mga questions about sa topic natin for today. And kung gusto nyo mag-office tour ang QuadX, ayan, pwedeng buhatin ni Miss Patty yung laptop niya around the office. Ayan. So, Miss Patty, ano ba yung nilulook forward mo sa event natin or sa talk natin for today?
Yes. Actually, we will look forward that all students get more information about the talk of Miss Teen.
Oo,
Okay.
ayan.
So,
So, may mga nag-hello na sa ating
yun.
live. Ayan. Hello, Josh Estrada. Shout out sa'yo. Wow, nag-shout out. Ayan. Tapos, dito meron na tayong viewers na 36 na nakaabang na at excited na para mamaya. So guys, para sa inyo, bakit kayo interesado na mapanood yung webinar natin today? Meron ba kayong reasons, and baka pwede natin yun mapag-usapan mamaya sa Q&A, di ba? Comment nyo lang. And ayan, hello kay Danver Dumale. And welcome sa ating webinar. Hello din kay Yvonne The Real. Good afternoon din sa'yo. So, ang reason ni Yvonne sa Los Sagcol, I suck at writing. Oh, same tayo. So, medyo ang motto ko pag ganito ay fake it till you make it. Charot. Share it till you make it. Syempre, di ba, pag nagsusulat tayo, sinishare natin kung ano yung naiisip natin, kung ano yung nafe-feel natin. Kaya, ayun, share it till you make it. And ayun, mas matututo tayo today kung ano yung mga tips and tricks natin sa pagsusulat. At ito, hello din kay Jerwell Baroga. Shout out sa'yo. And kay Jewel Uwandasan. Good afternoon. At
hello,
good afternoon.
hello,
Hello.
Roan. Excuse me, Miss Teen is in the call na.
Okay.
Pa-accept na lang po. Thank you.
Okay. So, ayan na, mag-start na tayo. So, bago tayo mag-start, dami nating na shout out, 'di ba? So, before we begin, let me introduce our guest speaker for this session. Sobrang in demand ni Miss Christine today, kaya sorry if hindi hindi natin agad na start dahil sobrang in demand talaga ni Miss Teen ngayon. And meron din siyang another speaking engagement. So, ayan, kakatapos lang. So, to introduce Miss Christine Labanda is the Chief People Officer at QuadX and in charge of building and retaining an exceptional team of professionals. As the head of People and Culture team, Miss Christine is responsible for all matters relating to people and the culture that permeates QuadX. While QuadX continues to grow in numbers, she ensures the entrepreneurial spirit and startup mentality remains at its core. She promotes a healthy amount of hustle and a philosophy where the status quo is consistently challenged. At the boardroom level, Miss Christine manages talent strategy while optimizing hiring, training, professional development, and performance management programs to support company growth. So before joining QuadX in March 2022, Miss Christine headed up HR and administration at Lazada E-Logistics Philippines, the largest e-commerce company in Southeast Asia. As a pioneer in the team that started the concept of e-logistics in the Philippines, she is a big believer in combining tech and logistics to to deliver exceptional customer service. Prior to joining e-commerce, she was head of HR for businesses in the field of technology, transportation, and FMCG. Her experience in human capital management is made possible through her background in business and law. Miss Christine graduated cum laude from the University of the Philippines with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Broadcasting Communication. So, without further ado, let's all welcome Miss Christine Labanda. Ayan.
Hi, good
Hello.
afternoon.
Hello,
Everyone
Miss
can hear me?
Christine. Yes,
Hello,
yes, loud and
Roanne.
clear.
I'm very
Hello.
happy to be actually joining you and the rest of the future of the workplace here in the
Yes.
country and elsewhere, no?
Yeah.
So, thank you very much for having me. Kamusta? Kamusta?
Yan.
Sino man kasama natin today, Roanne?
Ito meron tayong, meron na nag-start ng pumasok ang ating mga kabataan. Wow, kabataan, kala
Correct?
mo sobrang tanda
Sorry
ko.
naman ha, nakaabala ba? Na
Hindi,
nandito ako. Okay lang
hindi,
ba? Okay,
hindi.
okay.
Ayan. So, meron na tayong 53 viewers as of now and papataas yung numbers of viewers natin na nanonood. So, yung mga nasa audience natin, yung mga Gen Zs natin, yung mga young
Correct.
millennials, and
Right.
meron din tayong mga career shifters na willing matuto pa at ma-enhance yung sarili sa writing
Correct.
skills. Hashtag writing skills. Sa
Love
ika
it.
nga ng mga
Okay.
bagets. Ayan,
Ganon.
ang
So,
dami na sa
total
comment
napaka-Gen
section.
Z naman ng datingan, very millennial to. I'm sure alam na alam nyo kung paano gumagalaw ang minors. Pwede ba ako mag-request dyan sa lahat ng mga nanonood today? Pwede bang pa-share naman and pa-like nitong ating current discussion today? So, I promise you, if you will do that, everyone, invite all of your batchmates because this is, I don't want to be the last, no, the last time. But this is what we call learning outside the four corners of your classrooms. And I want you to take this
Mm.
opportunity very well because this is a once in a lifetime chance, no? And this will totally improve you. And you can definitely thank Prospel and me later, no, Roanne?
Yes.
After
Yes,
this
and
one, once you
QuadX,
get
of
the tips.
course.
Correct, correct. So having said that, go muna. I'll give you like
Um,
1 minute to actually go ahead and share yung link to your friends, your batchmates, your neighbors, no? Even yung mga bagong
mm,
graduates will surely definitely have something in store for you today. Okay?
mm.
Sige. Okay, let's do this, guys. Go share, share, share. And then I'll
And
begin
add,
in... Yes, go
and
ahead.
one, and add lang din na iba to sa mga ano niya online classes kasi ito hindi to
Correct.
graded eh. So walang pressure, 'di ba? Matuto.
Actually, ako magre-recite today.
Oo, 'di
All
ba?
right. Saan ka
Kabaligtaran.
ba? Correct. And then the best part about this is this, guys, whatever I'm already teaching you is something that is really happening in corporate and even in business, no? This is something, this is a skill, ano? Nakita ko kanina meron tayong may nag-shout out na it's one of the skills that he wishes to develop, no? It's one, not his strength, but definitely after this, no? Tayo na't sumulat, tayo na't to be experts in business writing. Okay? Sige, I think we have, we have, how many na ba? Nag-peak ba yung numbers natin?
Nag-peak at 62 from
Okay,
53.
sige.
Ayan.
Just continue and I will now be beginning because I want to just keep it short and sweet for you guys.
Yes.
And so, okay, let's share our
Okay.
visuals for today.
And dito muna din ako sa backstage, and if you need any help, sabihin nyo
Thank
lang,
you so much.
blink twice if you need help. Charot. So, nandito
Okay,
lang
so
ako.
medyo remove ko ng konti. All
Eto
right.
na.
Thank you, Roanne. Thank you.
Okay.
Sige. So I begin now with my talk this afternoon regarding how to improve written communication skills for the world of work, or the WOW. W-O-W, di ba? Sige. So let's start with the first slide. But before that, kailangan ko muna ng engagement. So guys, I would like to ask everyone, nakakapag-chat naman everyone, ano? So I'd like to ask everyone, kasi meron tayong konting engagement. So meron muna akong pa-engagement to all of the participants before we start dun sa formal discussion natin. So let's begin, okay? So everyone, I will have a sentence challenge. The mechanics is pretty simple. Just identify kung anong word yung mali. Okay? Just identify kung ano yung word na mali in the sentence, and then after that, kung sino yung mauna, we will be giving out share treats. We will be giving out share treats worth magkano ba? 500. 500 each. Kasi ibang level to eh. I want you to experience kung how it's being done in companies that are, that are looking forward to the future of work. Okay? So if you are ready, fastest fingers, are you ready? Yes, kailangan may paayuda ang QuadX. Go, go, go. Let's start. First slide. Okay. Spot the mistake in the sentences. It may be the structure, the spelling, or practically the punctuation marks. But most probably, something. Okay? Let's begin. Go. Next slide. You should always knock before opening a fridge just in case there's a salad dressing inside. What's wrong in this sentence? Or is it perfect? Go ahead. Guys? Okay, so sino yung mga nagsagot sa atin? Okay, sino yung mga sumagot sa atin? Yan, correct. There is. Hindi yan there is. Dapat there is yan. T-H-E-R-E space I-S. Correct. Correct. Very good. So, Joy will be looking forward. Our very responsible HR talent acquisition officer will be looking for the winners dito sa first slide na ito. Okay? Next. Okay. Dorothy Grace, talagang kinompleto niya yung sentence. Congratulations. Baka running for summa cum laude ito. A successful man is one who earns more than her wife can spend. A successful woman are one who knows where to look for such a man. Go, go, go. Kung sino yung mauna, and I spot na meron kagad dalawang mali. Go, go, go. Yes, successful. Sino yon? Yes, successful, and what else? What else? Sino pa yung isa? Sino pa yung isa? Successful. O, bukod pa sa successful, bigyan pa to ng award. Sige, let's not limit to 3. Pwede tayo magbigay ng ano. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yung isa yung her. Sino yon? Sino yung nakakuha ng her? O, dagdagan pa natin. Ang daming mali dito sa sentence na to. And, ano pa? Doon sa second sentence, are. Successful woman is one who knows. Correct. So, tatlo yung nanalo doon. Mag-screen capture tayo para malaman natin because we just gave, okay, lumagpas na naman ako sa budget. Tatlo ang binigyan natin ng award. Pero dahil Prospel ito and I love the participation, let's do it. Okay? Very good. Next slide, please. There are 5 things wrong with this sentence. Only geniuses will be able to spot all of the mistakes. All of the mid-six. Game. Sige. Meron ako ng spot na 3. Just give me 2. Okay, Jerome Santos. Mistakes dapat hindi mid-six. O, diba? Very good. Jerome Santos, you won share treats voucher 500 coming from us. And yes, Bavi Junior Buni, there are R5. Diba dapat there are 5 lang? Isang R lang. Okay? I think that sums it. Sana nag-enjoy na kayo. Okay? May mga parating pa na mga answers. Thank you very much for joining us today. Miss Joy Diaz of QuadX, para lang alam niyo, will be contacting you right after this one, So please, she will be doing private chats with the winners so that we know where to send the share treats. Okay? Enjoy ba tayo doon? Again, guys, please do share. Please do share the link today so that I can go ahead and para mas maraming matuto ngayong araw na ito. All right, so let's begin. Let's start with what is written communication. Okay, guys, written communication is any written message that one or two or more people exchange. So maniniwala kayo na hindi lang siya, it's not a two-way street. It can actually just one person, such as when you write your diary. But more importantly, when you do yung written communication from a business sense or in the world of work, it's more of you're trying to get something across, right? It's typically formal, but less less these formalities, now makikita nyo meron na tayong certain trend. Okay, so examples of written communication, guys, would be emails, anyone else. Sige nga, patingin nga nung chat tayo today. I want to know, ano pang written communications na alam nyo in the business sense? Go. So ako nagbigay ako ng example, emails. Guys, kayo, please go ahead and type. Okay, wala akong nakikita nagpa-type. Nasaan sila? May answers ba tayo? Give us examples of written communication. Wala pa? O sige, since ako naman na magre-recite ngayon, Slack, yes, is part. Memorandum, very good, Dolly Mangjo. What else? Reports, very good, Dorothy. Vaughn said contracts, very good. What else? Proposals, very good. Okay, proposal for Yvonne, yes, very good. What else? Announcements or bulletins, yes. What else? Text messages, yes. These are even business communication nowadays. Viber is also a method. These are more channels, guys. So there. Speech is a good example of written communication. Faxes, very good. What else? Business letters, yes, very good. And of course, job descriptions, diba? Project proposals. Very good, guys. Gusto ko lang maintindihan nyo mabuti kung ano yung tinatawag natin na written communications. And now that you've spotted this, then very good, So let us proceed. So ngayon, next slide, meron tayong tinatawag na importance ng written business communications. Bakit ba importante ang business comms, Miss Christine, Bakit ba siya importante? Importante siya kasi, number one, it's economical and efficient. Bakit? Kasi economical in the sense na merong different ways on how to go about certain channels, right? Siguro kung gagamit ka kunyari ng promo texters or pag gumamit ka kunyari ng isang particular mode or channel, kunyari advertisements ito, medyo mas malaki yung gastos. So knowing the different types and of business comms and what channels to use makes it more economical. In terms of efficiency, ganito, why would you write, example guys, why would you write a novela or a novel when you can actually just go ahead and pick up the phone? Correct? And this is so true, Ito yung sakit ng most of the professionals. Gusto mo lang magbigay ng 2 lines, parang text messages, pero hahaba, parang ganito kahaba yung paragraph. Mga 6 paragraphs naka-indent pa, which should not be the case. If something entails 3 or more ideas already, guys, my rule of thumb is go ahead, pick up the phone, and start talking. Clear? Ito yung mga kailangan natin na malalaman nating skills mamaya as I go along, no? Which is very important kung bakit importante yung alam natin yung business writing, alam natin yung different modes or different channels or different examples, no, ng written communications. Next slide, please. So, syempre, importante rin ang written communication for purposes of accuracy. Bakit? Makikita niyo yan kasi bakit accurate, Miss Christine? Because when you do written comms, it actually supports what we call documentation. Kaya nga, di ba, sometimes be very careful of what you write. Kasi ito, especially pag online or even, even if you do it like, kunyari, nag-comment kayo or nag-thumbs up like kayo sa mga social media ninyo, no? Or nag-comment kayo doon. Very important because ito, yung accuracy and na dinadala ng written communication is very important because it forms part of a greater thing called documentation, which of course, pwede mong balik-balikan, right? And then lastly, of course, meron tayong tinatawag na branding. Bakit ba importante ang business writing and yung writing skills nyo? It forms part of what you call personal branding, no? I think this is also a very good topic that Prospel offers, no? In terms of how you can create your personal branding, and in the light of social media, lahat kayo, yung mga pinopost nyo sa inyong Facebook, Instagram, yung mga Finsta na tinatawag, or even in your LinkedIn, provides what we call personal branding. Dahil ang writing is a cue, or what we call it's a window to your soul, parang eyes. Kasi yung choice of words mo nandun, yung length ng and the actual content, hindi content guys, it's content. Diba? Ang content is yung kontento. Ang content is yung mismong laman. Diba? Meron kayong natutunan today. So, importante ang business writing because it says a lot about the person. No? Ito yung mga things na parang gestures or mannerisms that people may not necessarily be aware but tell so much about themselves. That is why business writing or writing in general is very important because it addresses the gaps of things that are not said and yet it is there. Okay? Sige. We go to the next slide. So, ano ba yung qualities ng magandang pagsulat? So, there are what we call 5 based doon sa ating kinuhanan na research, no? The first one is that it must be comprehensive. When we say that something is comprehensive, it means that it includes all of the relevant details. Comprehensive, di ba? Parang ganito lang yan, guys. What is the perfect, what is the perfect skirt or palda ng babae? I always use this example, no? So, sasabihin ng iba, gusto ko yung medyo above the knee, or gusto ko yung mid-length, or gusto ko yung maxi, kasi gusto ko para maxi dress. But actually, sabi nga natin, writing is like a woman's skirt. O paano nangyari yun, Miss Christine? Simple lang naman. Writing is like a woman's skirt, no? How do you know that good writing is like a woman's skirt? It should be long enough to cover the essentials, thus it's comprehensive, but short enough to be interesting. Diba? So that's basically what we're trying to do when we do writing, no? The next one is called composition. When we say composition, or meron tayong tinatawag na composition, it should have correct spelling and grammar. I cannot overemphasize, kaya tayo nagsimula kanina through an engagement activity just to break the ice between you and myself and the rest of the other participants of this engagement, is that you have to understand that, part and parcel of good writing is tama yung spelling and yung grammar. Sabi nga nila, guys, by this time, you should have already cleaned up on the basics of grammar and spelling. Kasi sabi nila, by this time, ba totoo ba yun, Miss Christine? Hindi na pwede ako magbago, hindi ko na makakaya or hindi ko na ma-rectify yun kasi college na ako or I have already just graduated. You know why? You know what, guys? It's not so much about when you do it. It's when you want to start to do it that matters. So for these things, kung ito yung isa sa mga areas na hindi ka ganon kagaling, you can actually go ahead and start basic writing. It just goes, simple lang naman yan. In English writing, 2 things very important. Subject, verb. And then let's talk about subject-verb agreement. Ganun lang. 'Di ba? He talks, she walks. 'Di ba? Tamang ganun. And then saka tayo magkaroon ng mga complexities na tinatawag natin na ng different kinds of tenses and then whatnot. So there. And then the next one is appropriate, no? When we say appropriate, this has to do with the right tone and level of formality. Again, so in business writing, guys, meron kasi before na tinatawag ng parang British English or proper English na tinatawag. But right now, as you can see, no, ang mga business writing ngayon is more of like journalistic writing. Para na siyang, tinatawag dito, para na siyang newspaper, no? Meron na siyang kind of easy speak na tinatawag. Hindi na siya ganun ka-formal before, like merong mga highfalutin. Example, be that as it may. Hindi naman to ikontrata. Hindi naman tayo nag-argue sa Supreme Court, no? So, these things ngayon medyo hindi na. So, make sure that your tone of voice, kasi naririnig yan parang naririnig when you do your writing, is appropriate. Example, if you are going to give a very short message to your colleague na parang sabihin mo naman, could you please share with me the report as you have discussed? Ganon yung message mo. Doon sa colleague mo na pareho kayo ng rank and everything, no? So could you please share with me the report that you have discussed? Parang ang haba naman nun when you can say, hi, can you share the notes that you presented? Parang ganon. Or can you share your notes? Ganon. Simple as that. Kasi hindi naman ito pinupulis. And then at the same time, you're making it short and simple so that it becomes very direct to what you want to say. Rather than mas marami ka pang mga palaman or superfluouses. And sometimes the real intent of the message gets lost along the way. It's very important na alam mo yung tone and yung level ng formality na gagamitin. Right? So yun. And then there are different ways to go about this. Example, if you are working on a highly hierarchical na organization, merong tone yan in terms of how you will ask something from your boss versus how you're gonna ask something from your colleague or how you will ask someone na is reporting to you. So let's claim it na moving forward, may mga tao na magre-report sa inyo. So iba-ibang levels yan, okay? And then next one is accurate, no? Accurate means all details are correct. Guys, you've mentioned kanina na you're doing proposals, you're doing, your reports, mga data. Part and parcel of good business comms is actually making sure that all of your data and the information contained therein are accurate. Bakit? Kasi your bosses and the rest of the company relies on this. You know that a single decimal or a percentage, changes a lot of things. 'Di ba? Yung 1 million mo nagkamali pala, dapat pala 100,000 lang. These are decision making, these are data points, no? And these, even the qualitative stuff, that the quantitative meaning the numbers and qualitative meaning the description or the words that you use are very critical, and you have to make sure na accurate kayo because decisions depend on what you do, guys. Right? Diba? I remember a very good example. One person, one leader ng isang multinational company is sobrang ok talaga na pag nakatanggap pa lang ng CV, pag hindi perfect o merong spelling, hindi niya na itutuloy ang interview, no matter how good the person is. Diba? And this is really kilala sa circles ng HR, this story that I'm sharing with you. Bakit? It's very important, guys, lalo na kung example, kayo ay nasa tech field, magkamali kayo ng code, sira everything. Yung iba nga tinitignan pati kung kagaano kalinis kayo mag-code. For those people in finance, very important, very critical. Bakit? You're talking about numbers. And financials always impact the company. Thus, kailangan always accurate. So, again, now, anong assignment nyo sa akin? Tignan ang inyong mga CV, tignan ang inyong resume. The CV and the resume are two different things, guys. Two different things. So, you must be able to spot kung merong wrong spelling. And gandahan nyo na yung format nyo para malinis. Okay? And then that brings me to my last point, which is clear, Clear is basically just saying it should be understandable. Clear could also mean na malinis yung pagka-format, no? No matter how good a hamburger is, if it's served on a messy bun or platter, it does not, hindi siya engaging tingnan. Hindi siya masarap, tingnan. Parang ayaw mo, parang madumi, parang ganon, parang may ganong issue. So, it's very important you be clear in such a way na the content is understandable and the format is malinis, right? Kasi Timano, dun pa lang sa formatting, parang ang sarap ng basahin. Kesa dun sa somebody na hindi ganun kaayos yung pagkaka-format niya. And be clear, concise yung thoughts, no? Eh, sinasabi ko sa inyo, if you have something more than 3 ideas to say, go ahead and ask for a 15-minute to 30-minute appointment with your boss or whoever it is that you need to speak with. Clear tayo doon, guys? Okay. Next slide. Now, Miss Christine, now that we know kung ano yung qualities ng good, effective written communication, exactly, how do we do this? Okay? Guys, actually, ang gusto ko sanang gawin is meron tayong workshop. Unfortunately, I just have the limited time today, Patty and Joy, to actually do this. So, gusto ko sana mag-writing exercises tayo. Baka sa susunod na lang, Roanne and Prospel, magkaroon tayo ng basic workshop on writing. But ngayon, dito kasi sa QuadX, meron kaming tinatawag na degrees of ranking, no? Meron kaming parang tinatawag na, katulad ko, myself, meron kaming Pro and Pro Max. So myself, I am Chief People Officer Pro Max. And then meron din tayong tinatawag na Chief People or your Deputy na Pro. Ganyan. So parang Apple lang kami dito, no? So as your Pro Max, meron ako mga Pro and Pro Max tips later on how to go about this. Okay? So bibigyan ko lang kayo ng mga tips. Kasi i-coach ko kayo ngayon to ensure, no, that you will be able to learn how to do it. Mga simple lang muna. Saka na lang tayo mag-ano sa technicalities. Let's start. Okay, the first slide. State your goal. Very important ito when you do your writing kasi sakit ito ng mga tao. Super meron tayong tinatawag na idea or word vomit. Sorry for the term, but that's the reality. Sobrang dami. Ang dami mong idea. The ability to actually organize your thoughts is one of the best competencies or skills that you may have, no? Ang maganda ngayon sa mga katulad yung mga Gen Z, no, mga millennials, no, na mga kapwa ko millennials, okay, baka next week hindi na ako kasama doon, is that you have to be very precise. Ano bang, what do you want to say? 'Di ba? Ang dami ngayon, believe me, mga millennials kayo, ang daming misunderstanding, ang daming mga breakup ngayon. Bakit? Kasi ang mga tao hindi nagkakaintindihan, right? Sabi ko naman, if you have something to say, usually you can just contain it in 1 to 2 ideas to support your goal, no? It doesn't have to be na maraming sinasabi. So just be specific. Ano ba yung gusto mong sabihin? Then state it. Ano ba yung gusto kong sabihin doon sa tao? Example, kailangan, ganito yun. I need to ask a template ng report from my boss. Kasi wala akong mahingan dito. Nakakatakot yun. Bakit? You could have asked it from somebody senior, but instead you chose your boss. So, if you're going to do that, there's a specific way on how to go about it. Hindi yung maraming sabi na, kasi boss, kunyari in writing, boss, I really need to ask from you this template because blah, 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 blah. When you actually just want to ask, hi boss, could you share with me template of this particular report? I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Simple as that. Hindi mo na kailangan i-explain the situation. You just want to ask directly kasi yun ang kailangan mo. I need the template. But you don't say it like, I need the template. Diba? There's a particular tone, diba? Sabi ko sa inyo, na appropriate. Right? You can be direct, but very polite as well. Okay? So it all starts with stating your goal. The next slide, please. Use the right tone. Use the right tone. Kung medyo feeling nyo parang ang sagwa nung pakinggan, ito ang advice ko. If you have a report or an email or anything, kahit makipag-text kayo ngayon sa friends nyo, right after this, if it doesn't sound good, it may be may mali. It also goes to show na you're checking kung anong sinusulat mo. Guys, ngayon accepted, nagmamadali ang mga tao kahit na mali-mali ang spelling, no? Even do sa mga ads, oh my God, and even in advertisements, nakikita ko, paano na-print ito? Paano na-approve ito ng QA, ng quality kung may mali-mali? So nakakadismaya, no? Wrong spelling is not acceptable even in text speak. Even in text. You can shorten the text but it cannot be wrong spelling. So, ano ang gagawin natin para maging right yung tone? Basahin. Basahin para marinig nyo mismo. You have to read it. You have to read your message so that you can actually go ahead and control and or edit as necessary. Right? Because once na napasa na yun, swerte nyo kung merong edit function. Di ba, no, Patty? May edit function, kaya ako may edit message, ganon. Pero mas maganda kung you're right the first time. Di ba? You're right the first time. Parang perfect, no? So, to know kung tama yung sinulat niyo, yung writing niyo, you have to read it aloud so that you can hear it. Kasi usually sa grammar, ganon parang may mali, no? Lalo na pag hindi nag-agree yung subject and verb mo, parang may mali. And usually, you have to redo it or retype it if that's the case. Now, also, the tone is, ano ba yung tone? Formal ba to or casual lang? Right? Very important. Why? Because when you talk to anyone, siguro rule of thumb, if you're in doubt, make it formal. Tama? You don't want to come across na, grabe, feeling close naman to kagad, right? Especially na mga bago kayong pasok or you enter the corporate world, you try to be very respectful. But there are certain companies right now, hindi ko naman sinabing sabihin ko, sir, ma'am, madam, hindi naman kailangan ganon. Sometimes in businesses such as us here in QuadX, or even in other e-commerce companies or multinational companies, it's just first name basis. You don't have to call me miss. You can just call me Christine. Right? Wag mo naman ko tawagin Labanda para namang high school lang tayo or college or professor. Hindi na. You just call it on a first name basis and that should be all right. Now, with your boss, if you want, you can use sir, you can use boss, or you could just use it by your first name. Depende sa culture ninyo sa company. Correct? If your company is really on a first name basis, addressing me as Miss Labanda wouldn't really, whoa, anong problema? Bakit may problema ba to? But parang napaka-formal, right? So, you gauge it, no? And paano mo malalaman kung formal ba or hindi? Ganito yon. Depende sa situation. Example, especially kung meron kayong open door policy, no? Makikita mo, mapapansin mo yun sa mga offices. If you have that more or less, medyo gagamitan lang natin to ng semi-formal. Hindi naman kailangan formal, pero hindi naman, again, at all times, hindi pwede ang condescending ang tone. Clear? Clear tayo doon, ha? Never. So, even in writing, no? If you have to ask something, please be very polite when you're requesting, right? But keep it short and simple as well. Next slide. Ayan, my favorite. KISS. Keep it short and simple. Guys, when you're writing, again, sabi ko sa inyo, one of the techniques, less talk, less mistakes. So, if you want it, just be very particular. Ano bang gusto kong gawin dito? Ano bang gusto kong message na ipahatid? Ang pinakamahihirap ipahatid na example ko sa inyo is, paano kung na-delay yung report mo? Oh, di ba? Ito, another skill set ito. Hindi ko matapos-tapos kasi napuyat ako kakamain kagabi or napuyat ako kakapanood ng Netflix or ng K-drama. Okay, I'm not saying that's right, but it happens. So if you have to do it, use your cards very well. If you were to do it, how do you actually tell it to your boss? Tapos ang maganda pambungad, good morning, di ba? Or i-message mo siya. I-message ko siya ba via text? Or i-message ko ba siya via dun sa aming messaging system, kunyari Slack or Beantalk or Microsoft Teams. I suggest gawin niyo yon doon sa formal, wag sa text. Pero kung gusto mo talaga makita, go ahead and text your boss. But to my mind, medyo gawin natin medyo business. Bakit? Pag medyo pinipersonal mo, baka maalala lagi ng boss mo na lagi ka na lang parang hindi nakaka-deliver. So, if I were you, use the proper business channels, which is kung ano yung ginagamit ko sa office to go ahead and do swift and easy messaging, right? So, and then keep it short and simple, no? Hi, Miss, I was not able to, or hi, Christine, or kunyari si Patty or si Joy. Hi, Patty. Unfortunately, I will not be able to meet our deadline. I was hoping to request for extension. Okay, sabi mo, or for your kind consideration. Thank you. Ganon. Hindi yung parang, boss, I admittedly, I was watching Netflix Beyond and I forgot to actually look into this. So parang sabi ko, okay, sige, fine. Thank you for your honesty. But that says a lot about you. Sometimes kasi, we just want to be, again, goals-oriented. Just go straight to the point. I will not be able to submit today. My apologies. Please do apologize, no? That's part and parcel of being professional. Admitting that you're sorry, being sorry when you are wrong. The least that you want to happen is you blamed everyone else and you put it in writing. Kasi baka ma-incident report ka niyan. Sure yan sa HR. So, how to keep it? Whenever you have to do something, keep it short and simple. 'Di ba? Wala nang maraming kwento, sa presinto ka na magpaliwanag. Okay? So that's the reason why we do this, no? If you can do it in one or two sentences, no? Very well. Now, ibang usapan pag pinag-usapan natin yung case brief or kaya yung mga drafts, no, ng communications, ng memo. Ang memorandum talaga would require something else, no? Kailangan medyo detailed yan. Plus, may re-recommend pa ako sa inyong pro tip, no? May pro tip pa ako sa iyo. When you do this, yung tinatawag natin na keep it short and simple, ang pro tip ko sa inyo is, if you cannot do it dahil marami masyadong details, make an attachment explaining things. Right? May summary. May executive summary. Sabi sa akin, di ba dapat kompleto lahat, di ba, Ms. Christine? Yes, but at the end of the day, kung masyado na kasing maraming nakikita ang boss nyo, remember, time is currency. No? Ang oras ay pera. Bakit? Because every time, every 15 minutes, pag binigyan kayo ng time nyo ng boss nyo ng 1 hour or 30 minutes, magpasalamat kayo. Bakit? Kasi every time na kinakausap niya kayo, medyo nawawala yung kanyang focus towards decision making, towards more important or critical things for the business. So the more na you can actually keep it short and simple, nakikita ng boss mo, wow, very organized ang thoughts ng taong to. And parang gusto kitang i-promote, di ba? Kasi maaasahan ka. Kasi focus ka. Hindi yung tinatawag nila, sorry for the term, kalat. Di ba? Yun yung mga terms nyo, or kaya sabog. Di ba? Yung mga ganon, di ba? So just ano lang, yung mga speak ninyo. So that is the reason why we have to keep yung ating communications, whether this is true, whether this is written or otherwise, no? So, ito pang tip ko sa inyo. Pro tip, another pro max tip. People want to relate to and have something in common with their leaders or even in colleagues. Diba? Mas masarap kung nakaka-relate tayo. Therefore, convert complexity into simplicity. O, diba? Kaya very important yang keep it simple. Dadagdagan ko pa. Example. Gusto kong maging aware kayo. Hindi ako spokesperson itong brand na to. Pero sino sa inyo dito yung gumagamit ng Apple na phone or iPhone? Okay, sige. Just chat para bang here or yes or something like that, no? Bakit? Kasi to my mind, it depends on you guys, no? It depends on you. Pero actually, ang maganda sa iPhone, sa akin based nung nag-convert ako sa iPhone, which is like eons ago, bakit siya maganda? It's because it's very simple and intuitive. Even yung pamangkin mong 1-year-old or less, kayang mag-iPad or mag-iPhone. Bakit? Napakasimple. Did it come with the manual? No. Ang manual niya is basically online. Why? Because it's that intuitive. And simplicity is a trademark of a true genius. Oh, diba? Simple. That's why you have to keep things very simple. It says a lot about you, as I've mentioned. It's part of your personal branding. So it's very important that you exhibit your simplicity and shortness. In short, concise yung message mo, yung pagsulat mo. Okay, next slide please. Okay, thank you here. Ayan, oo. Thank you so much dun sa mga nag-hear. Yan, Yvonne, thank you. Yung mga naka-iPhone natin dyan. I'm not, again, dahil na-explain ko lang na medyo simple lang, no, yung user interface ng Apple. Next, stay on the topic, guys. Sabi ko naman sa inyo, keep your ideas when you're writing up to 1 or 2 ideas. If paglalagpas, ang kailangan is ask or request for time with your boss to discuss. But as much as possible, stay on the topic. And this is true especially when you're writing things. Sometimes, ang dami natin gustong i-add. Gusto natin maging superfluous or maraming mga words, no, na nandoon. Therefore, furthermore, herein, thereat. But the thing is, don't fall on that one. Ano. Stay on the topic, be precise on what you want to say. Because again, it shows a lot about your thinking process. Sometimes, ginagawa ko to personally, no, even with my teams here. I want to talk to them, just to want to hear them because hindi for anything, but I just want to look at their thought process. This is true even in business writing. You have to stay on topic kasi if it's another topic, it would require something else. Sa tawag namin dito sa management is, we will have to park this for now. Bakit? Kasi kung nagiging off-topic na yung usapan or mas may complicated pala na ideas pa, kailangan natin pag-usapan but not on this meeting kasi we don't want to waste everyone else's time. Same thing. If you have to submit something, make sure na it's worthwhile reading. Okay? Sige, next slide please. Make it easy to read and scan. Very important. Bakit? Para alam ko kagad. Example. Ano ba magandang example na make it easy to read and scan? You just want na sabihin na I am submitting yung iyong report for this week, right? Report for this week. What you can do is, dear Miss Ganto or dear Joy, I'd like to forward the blah blah this report for this week covering this blah 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 blah, and ito i-attach mo yung i-screenshot mo pa yung pinaka-report mo worth 6 pages kunyari kasi araw-araw ka nag-report. But you can also do what we call bullets. Bulleting something actually helps you summarize kung ano yung highlights ng report. At hindi ko na kailangan i-click pa yung pinaka-file, yung attachment, or go to the Google Drive where you shared the file with me. Bakit? Again, time is currency. Kung ganun ka mag-isip na para bang gusto ko kita kagad, di boss, yung highlights, or gusto ko kagad yung ideas is already there, what are the highlights? Kasi the highlights would actually, ano ba yung i-highlight ko, Ms. Christine? Simple lang. The things that are actionable. These are things na importante, right? Kasi, bakit mo sa akin sinasabi to? Sometimes the bosses are like that. Why do I have to know? I trust that you're doing your job. Diba? Sometimes gusto mo lang bang sabihin na, boss, nagtatrabaho ako. Or ganyan. No. Or hina-highlight mo lang kasi daily, weekly, kailangan mo mag-report. Again, guys, eto ako ha. And I'm very progressive at this. Kaya a lot of people are asking, ba't ganun ka mag-isip parang iba? No. You just need to be very sensitive. Ano ba ang kailangan ng boss mo? If you have weekly reports, go ahead and just put it, put it in a file folder. And then just tell your boss na, just put like a calendar invite for your review. Then put the link. Na laging nangyayari every Friday or every Monday. Para alam ng boss mo kung saan niya kukunin. Pero kung hindi naman ganon ka-critical at walang ganong items, I think you should be able to also what we call filter the kind of content that you will be providing. Hindi yung parang lahat na lang, no? Kasi your ability to filter what is important and what is not also tells me na critical ka mag-isip. Ano yung mag-i-impact sa business? Bakit ko ba ito sinasabi kay boss? Or bakit ko ba ito sinasabi sa aking supervisor? So there, no? Kaya every time, kasi ganito yun eh, ang problem natin, we fall sometimes na porket mahaba yung paper. And I don't blame, no? I don't blame the academe regarding this. That's why I'm having partnerships with all of the universities. Gumagawa ko ng university belt on how we will be connected, no? Yung industry and the academe para malaman nila na eto na po kasi nangyayari ngayon. Ito po yung paano natin tutulungan ang ating students to be prepared as employees of the future. So that's why. And sometimes, pinapagawa tayo ng 3-page essay about something. So, and it runs contrary to how we're doing it in the corporate, which is make it easy to read and scan. So, instead of actually doing a lot of words and putting, kasi Miss Christine, 1,000 words daw, sabi ni teacher, or 300 words daw po kasi yung essay. Yes, and sometimes ako admittedly, I fall trap to that. Meron pa kaming formal theme nung panahon. I don't know if you guys have that. But now, I think what is important is that the shorter we can communicate what we want, the better. And ang linis tignan and ang sarap basahin. And this is what this slide is all about. Okay, next slide. Be professional. Guys, I cannot overemphasize. As much as companies are saying, hey, we're a team, hey, we're a family, at the end of the day, work is work. So don't blank where you eat. Okay, sorry for the word, but don't blank where you eat. So always think of this. No matter how close you feel to your people or how open, always keep it professional. Rule of thumb, super pro tip: be professional at all times, right? The manner that you dress yourselves, unless otherwise sinabi ng HR or ng management na kailangan professional. So when writing for work, keep the content professional. Avoid making jokes or discussing sensitive topics. What are sensitive topics, no? Religion, di ba? Pay mo, sweldo. Ba't kayo magdidiscussa ng gano'n, no? Supposedly, sasabihin mo, I've made it because I have mataas ang bayad sa akin or mataas ang salary ko. But then, again, that's not the measure of how successful you are. Right? That's not. So be careful na mga ganun. Or other items, love life mo, guys, please. No? Or yung mga nagjo-joke, again, para maging close, guys, bawal ang feeling close. You could get into trouble because of that. Right? You try to be very professional and maintain social distance at all times, whether it be, writing or physically. It's rather very important that you do. And then a professional tone, particularly in formal communications, gets the leader to trust and respect you. Basic, right? Pwedeng mag-joke kayo or medyo may wit ng konti. Iba rin yung may wit para naaalala ka. Pero never green jokes or sensitive topics or sensitive jokes. Kasi baka maalala ka for a very different reason. Okay? Take it from me. So be professional at all times. Hindi ko sinabi na wag magsalita, be formal, lagi tayong nakakurbata. It's never about being professional. Professional is how you comport yourself with others out there. You know better, right? Sit properly, address everyone properly, talk to them nicely, no? Bawal ang mga professional marites, no? So, ganyan. Tapos gawin nyo pang business written communication yan. Siguradong meron ka pupuntahan niya na cybercrime, no? So, keep it professional, right? Okay. We need to be evidence-led and data-driven practitioners who are ethical champions, not fake news warriors. Okay? That's why we're having this session, because I want to advocate, guys, be fact-based tayo. Right? Fact. F-A-C-T, guys, not the other fact. Okay? Fact-based. Very important, because if you cannot support your claims, these are all hearsays. And those are superfluous, and it does not have any room in the professional world. Clear tayo doon, guys, ha? I want us to be advocate, linisin natin lahat ng ranks, doing this. Of course, no to fake news, utang na loob, please, no? And of course, being part of professional is, if you have to quote someone, no, since this is written communications, then quote. Okay, quote somebody else, because that's part of respecting intellectual property. Okay, next slide. Practice. This time, write. Guys, even the writers themselves, who have been really good at what they do, no, started out with very simple subject-verb. And then they realized na merong subject-verb agreement. So what am I trying to say? Practice makes perfect. And in the very essence, it does, no? I myself, no, I think I was just, I have sabi ko nga, siguro gift of gab in terms of how I deliver things. And nakuha ko yun even in writing. So sometimes when I write, I try to also, I read it aloud so that I know kung maganda ba siya pagpakinggan. Kung masyadong mahaba, nabubulol-bulol ako, I try to shorten it. That's one of the pro tips that I can actually share with you. And this is because of years and years of practicing. And ang best part doon is, I have developed through the years the formal, no, especially when I have to do memos, no, na medyo talagang formal, and you're commanding authority because it's your mandate, no. It's especially when we do processes and policies in the company. And then more importantly, of course, yung medyo kailangan mo rin ng i-temper, 'di ba? I-temper yung iyong tone kasi you want people to relate. Usually it has to do with the kind of language that you will use. Example, pwedeng Taglish. Depende sa kung sino po ang ating nakakapanayam or ang ating nakakausap. So, in all of these things, sabi ko sa inyo, try nyo, ganito. Mr. Singh, ba't walang nangyayari sa life ko? Bakit parang gano'n na lang? I don't excel at anything. You know what? Ang masasabi ko sa inyo, try nyo kayang i-cut yung mga things that doesn't add value to you. Right? Bakit? The more you spend your time doing something, the more nagiging magaling kayo doon. Example, try nyo gawin lahat na magtingin-tingin sa mga TikTok. Makikita nyo doon, wow, suddenly, alam nyo na lahat ng moves. Pag tumugtog yun, alam nyo na. Sa Christmas party, meron na kayong check na contribution. The second thing, hindi naman porket TikTok, ganun, puro naman sayo-sayo. Nakita ko merong mga relevant content. Sabi ko nga dito kina Patid KJ, gawa kaya ako ng mga 1 minute, 2 minute content regarding like how to ace that interview, how to write your perfect CV or resume to help others. And in the works na yun, so abangan nyo yun. I'm planning to do it. So hopefully, may mga followers na tayo agad. Oo, may dance moves. Habang ano daw ako, meron akong backup dancers, no? So, but seriously, we want to do this because we want to help others, no? Have that very good transition coming from the academe or from the university or from your colleges as you transition slowly to corporate or doing your jobs, no? So there, oh my God, I love it. TikTok collab. I love it. Let's do that. Hindi nyo na itatanong, marami tayong talents. Okay, sige, there you go. Okay? And okay, so I think that summarizes, no, my talk for today. I hope you had you had fun as much as I have sharing with you some writing, no, tips, no, especially in business communication. Do let me know or do Prospel just send into Prospel, and I'm sure they're gonna get in touch with me. If you have any other questions or any other topics that you'd like for me to address to you directly. Because ang sabi ko nga, this is part and parcel of my advocacy to actually ensure that we have better future and well-equipped leaders, no, for this country. Kasi naniniwala talaga ako na this country can be great again, and it all starts with you. And it's not so much about your school, no, guys. Again, my reminder, it's not the schools that will spell the difference for you in terms of your opportunities, no. It is what? It is about you guys, no, putting your schools on the map, right? So make that change, no, and do it now. So and spend time on this. So again, thank you very much. A pleasant afternoon to all.
Hello, Miss Christine. Ayan, nagbabalik na ako. Naririnig niyo po ba ako?
Yes, Roanne, we can hear
Ayan.
you.
Pwede pa po ba tayo for Q&A?
Sure, go ahead, please.
So, ayan. Meron tayong ilang questions dito na for sure
Go ahead.
makakatulong din sa kanila na mas ma-facilitate pa yung discussion, ganyan. And ito, in terms of job hunting para sa mga fresh grad natin, ganyan, bakit importante na magkaroon ng grammatically correct na resume?
Oh my gosh, I cannot overemphasize the point, no? Ganito yan. Hindi mo kailangan ng sentences na marami sa resume mo. Okay? Okay, ganito muna. Difference between resume and CV muna tayo. Gusto nyo? Okay. Ang CV o is curriculum vitae, it's Latin. Basically, pwede nyo dyan ilagay yung trainings nyo, seminars nyo, or whatnot. Pwede mo nga actually lagyan pa yan ng picture mo. Pero, if you want to be globally competitive Filipino, wag mong lagyan ng picture. Kasi minsan, tanggap ka na, hindi ka pa natanggap dahil doon sa nilagay mong picture. Okay? If you have to do it professionally. Guys, kung matipid kayo, this is one of the things na wag muna kayong mag-load, wag muna kayong whatever this for 1 week, kumuha ng professionally taken photo. Clear? Iba na yung professionally taken, right? Please invest. Now, sa resume naman, it's more like a one-pager. At this time, I believe I was told that the guests for this forum or this webinar is mostly college students or new grads or those transitioning into roles, no, 1 to 2 years. So, imagine, kailangan grammatically correct yung resume mo at least or may pattern. Example, kunyari lahat, responsible for, kunyari, you're a secretary ng organization mo. 'Di ba? So, kailangan mo ilagay sa iyong CV or sa iyong resume wherein ang lalagay mo doon is responsible for taking down minutes of the meeting. So, hindi pwedeng sa susunod nun is taking down notes because hindi siya pattern. Responsible for provides notes. Ganon. Hindi siya pwedeng ing. Pag ing lahat, ing. Right? Ganon. Grammatically correct, bakit? Again, guys, writing is the window to your soul. Kung hindi maayos, even yung pattern, guys, huwag nyo nang pagandahan ng design, guys. Lalo na pag CV, hindi nyo kailangan yan. Anyway, maybe it's another topic, pero grammatically correct because it says a lot about yourself. At lalo na kung ang ina-applyan mo is somebody who will be providing reports. And then yung boss, yung hiring manager magsasabi, nako, writing pa lang, hindi niya na makuha. Diba? Again, you're not there to learn, you're there to contribute to the company. Okay? Okay.
Hmm.
Sige. Thank
Ayun.
you.
Dahil din dun, pag makikita yung soft skills natin, no? Yung attention
Yes.
skills, ganyan.
Yes. Correct. Sige.
So,
Lalo
in
na
line,
sa mga... Okay, go ahead, please.
lalo na sa... Sige, ano naman kasi follow-up question na medyo iba na. So,
Sige, go.
go lang. So, sige.
Okay. Sige.
Sa job hunting, ano yung mabibigay mo, Miss Christine, na best personal advice in writing a cover letter?
Correct. Very good question. Kung kanino man nanggaling, what is my advice for those who are looking for writing a cover letter? First and foremost, hindi lahat humihingi ng cover letter. Yan. Kung hindi hiningi, wag nang magbigay. 'Di ba? Less talk, less mistakes. Kung gustong CV lang. Kung gustong resume lang. Correct, guys? And for you, since wala pang masyadong work experience, no? Gawing one-pager lang. Ang kailangan lang doon is yung university credentials and high school. Hindi nyo na kailangan ilagay yung kinder. Okay? Unless consistent honor student kayo, hindi naging best twinkler kayo or Girl Scout. Sige, fine. But, yun lang. Bakit? And I cannot overemphasize, importante din ang mga positions nyo in your organizations. Very important because it shows us as HR na kayo ay may potential to be leaders. May leadership skills to. Okay? Advice in writing cover letter, kung hindi hiningi, wag bibigay. Kung meron, kasi kailangan i-attach, di ba? Especially when you're in LinkedIn, kailangan ng go ahead.
Wala ata, Miss Christine, yung...
Okay. Ang daming...
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
Okay na tayo. Sige. Ang daming available templates online. So, ang advice ko lang sa inyo is be careful on the templates. Huwag kopyahin ang pangalan ng template na John Smith and Jane Smith. Please, guys.
Jane Doe.
Please, hindi kayo yon. And pag gumaduate sa University of Pennsylvania at hindi kayo yon, please, huwag gayahin, nagdun yung school. Please be careful, no? Read it very well. Yun yung advice ko. Pakibasa yung template, huwag po ninyong i-copy-paste basta-basta. What is important in a cover letter is that you state your name, your background, and ano yung competency mo that is perfect for the vacancy. Huwag na kayo magpaligoy-ligoy. We don't need na parang, I started my life how many years ago when I was, I don't need that. What I need is now. Ano yung meron ka that you think, make it short and interesting for me. Lagyan nyo ng mga words such as, I hope this short summary of my experience interests you. Di ba? Pag may mga ganyan, napapatingin ka agad ako dyan na parang bakit ako maging interesado dito, no? It's not always about talambuhay. Lahat tayo may pinagdadaanan, guys. Lahat tayo may pinagdadaanan. We don't need that there. No? Siguro pag ibang umpukan or inuman session na pag nakapasok na kayo doon sa company, yun ang proper forum doon. Sige, kwento nyo lives nyo. But, then again, sabi ko sa inyo, for cover letter, important lang to highlight what school you came from, or what skills you have. It's not so much about the school, kung hindi sa school, kung saan mo nakuha yung competency. Example, I spent my summers, managing my tita's, sari-sari store, and that makes me the best procurement manager or procurement specialist di ba? Hindi yun naisip, no? Bakit? Kasi ikaw ang bahalang mag-inventory ngayon ng lahat ng mga tinda ng tita mo. See? That is competency. And that tells me na summer pala tumutulong ka sa inyo. It says a lot, no? It says a lot. Sige. So there. Okay. What else?
Eto, any essential tools we can use to
Sorry?
enhance our any essential tools we can use to enhance our written communication skills?
Okay. Go.
Yeah. Naririnig niyo na ako, Miss Christine. Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Any essential tools we can use to enhance our written communication skills? Kasi 'di ba ang daming mga Grammarly, effective ba talaga
Correct.
siya?
Ang daming app ngayon. My God, nagulat ako. When you look at it, parang meron na ngayon na app, no, yung Grammarly and all. Meron pang iba eh. I think yung kid ko na, my God, gusto lang niyang sabihin na magsisimula yung araw niya. My God, para siya naging nobela. Nagulat ako that that could already transform, no? Pero again, guys, iba ang written communications na kailangan sa business. Hindi natin kailangan ng novel. That's why ang essential tools ninyo is reference materials or books. Example, I like this particular book na Plain and Simple English, something like that. Or I'll share with you, no, Roan, this reference book na ginagamit ko lagi kung how to go about it. It's a book actually na I really like. Try kong isend yung actual ebook. Pero yun nga, very important kasi nga, the tools to use, tools. Well, there are apps, of course. Pero then again, kung CV ang pinag-usapan natin na job hunting, there's a lot of templates available, right? The second
Mm.
thing is, pag gumagawa na kayo ng actual reports, again, sabi ko sa inyo, medyo mahirap, complicated kung gagamit kayo ng mga templated or available tools in the market kasi each company has its own template. So ako, kung ako sa inyo, this is it, make sure that you develop that kind of network that will allow you to have access to these essential tools. 'Di ba? Ang tawag nyo dyan pag college kayo ay Old Testament. 'Di ba? Saan nyo ginagamit ang Old Testament? Sa exams. 'Di ba? Sa quizzes. So ganun din tayo sa professional no? Not so much about the Grammarly or the apps. I love technology and people, don't get me wrong. But I would rather that kung meron lang ganon at existing na siya, huwag nyo na pahirapan ng sarili nyo, go ahead and get yourself, get a hand of that material because that will make your life easier. Right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Pero kung talagang sabi mo, gusto mo bongga ako, I will set the template for this company. Go ahead. Diba? Go ahead, girl. I mean, diba? Who's gonna say what? But yeah, Grammarly is really good. There are other apps available, both free and for subscription. Pero ang ako old school kasi, there's this book. Gosh, it escapes me right now. Ano bang book yun? I'll share with you the book so that you guys, it's a must read. It's a must read.
Mm.
Okay? Okay.
Ayun. Kasi feeling ko rin ngayon na ang dami ng nade-develop na tools, na apps
Yes.
na para makater yung short attention span ng mga
Correct.
users natin, no? Na gusto nila yung wala na yung delayed gratification na
Right,
parang
right.
trust the process kasi parang
Correct.
gusto nila generate na in one click.
Results.
Ganun.
Results.
Oo. Kaya,
Guys, ganito naman ang sinasabi ko. Okay, while it is true, no, kaya nga kumikita na so much ang e-commerce is because you want it right here and right now, right? But again, there are certain things that takes time and sometimes it makes all the more worth it. Di ba? Mga old school. But yeah, so if you can do it like that yon. Pero if you, eto pa isa pang tip ko sa inyo hindi tool, hindi sila kasangkapan. Mentors. Importante yan, wag gamitin ng mga tao ha. Pero if you have mentors, important yan na magpapacheck kayo ng mga stuff. Very important, no? Kasi magkakaroon pati kayo ng coaching dun sa written communication skills ninyo. Right? If you have time, if you have mentors, go ahead. And you can add me as a friend in your network, no, sa LinkedIn. Go ahead and look for me, Christine Dyan Labanda. Talaga may shameless plugging na nagaganap. So, just look for me there and then ask me away. And then, Miss Christine, maganda po ba tong CV ko? Then I can help you. Let's get into like a 5-minute or 10-minute talk. And then tignan natin yung inyong sinulat. Okay? Whether it be CV for your job hunting or for your actual report sa trabaho. Okay? Sige.
And ito, personally nakaka-relate ako sa question na 'to, eh. Any tips para sa mga nahihirapan i-articulate yung thoughts into words? Dito tayo na ano 'di ba, 'pag gagawa tayo ng essay,
Correct.
ano yung
Correct.
first line
Yung
natin,
first, oo, yung first talaga yung pinakamahirap sa lahat, no? Any tips para sa nahihirapan na i-articulate yung thoughts into words? Again, sabi ko sa inyo, state the goal. State the goal. First thing, sabi nga nila, begin with the end in mind. O, di ba ang hirap? Paano yun? Eh, ang hirap nga nung first pa lang, end na kagad. Hindi, kasi just ganito yun. Lahat naman ng bagay, isa lang. Sabi ko sa inyo, even kahit sa magulang nyo, pag nagpapaliwanag kayo kung saan kayo galing or whatever na mga reasons niyo, isa lang. Isa lang. Huwag maraming details. Bad. You always have one theory only and support that one theory. So example, if you just want to report na hindi po naging successful yung findings ko, right? Sa ano, doon sa pinapagawa nyo. Begin with a certain hypothesis na parang neutral. Example, para bang the purpose of this, 'di ba? State na the goal. The purpose of this proposal or this report is um, to know whether feasible or not feasible ba ito. Simple. Then start. Ano bang start mo? Number one, introduction mo. Ano ba yung ini-expect mo? Number two, ano yung findings mo? Methodology. It's like creating your own thesis, guys, and explaining your methodology, how you came up with that conclusions, and what is your, more importantly, eto pang manager material. If you can do recommendations. O, di ba? Nag-recommend ka pa. Ito ang findings ko, boss. Pero you know what? Balita ko, itong recommendation na gagawin natin. Doon sa nahihirapan i-articulate, sabi ko again, marami talagang mga mind or thought vomit nga kasi. Dahil masyado maraming sinasabi. Just focus on that one thing that you really want to say. Then nanganganak siya. Topic sentences, guys. Nanganganak. So, ako, ang tip ko dyan, i-outline nyo muna. Ano yung gusto mong sabihin? What is your topic sentence or topic idea kung ayaw nyo ng sentence? Kasi hindi ko mo mga mabuo eh. Yun lang. Then, count it. 1, 2, 3. Then, kung gusto mo pang manganak yung mga yon, mag-sub-bullets ka pa. Again, guys, bulleting is a very important skill kasi it organizes your thoughts and then nagkakaroon ng katawan talaga yung writing. Right? And I can show this to you. We can have some discussions on this. And then para live, mag-workshop tayo. Papakita ko sa inyo, ganun pala yun. So, there.
wow,
Okay? Sige.
sige.
Okay.
So, sobrang thankful kami doon sa opportunity na yun. And syempre ngayon din na nagsishare kayo ng experiences, ng expertise. Pero ito, yung mga konting natirang questions natin ay medyo personal.
Okay, sige. Talagang gusto yun ng personal.
Ano naman,
kayo?
related sa job hunting.
Okay, of course.
Name one thing na sana ginawa mo before as a fresh grad sa job hunting mo.
Malapit lang yan, hindi yan masyado matagal. Wait lang. Ano ang ginawa mo before as fresh
Student number reveal na ba? Charot.
Ay, try nyo. Hindi, joke. Ganito, sige. Ganito na lang. Let me start by saying, kaya ko to ginagawa is because marami akong mga natutunan on my own. Na sometimes I wish, sana may ate ako or somebody who had mentored me to help me through it. Because your first job spells a lot of difference, especially when you get a mentor. Very important ang mentor or ka-hangout. Somebody who can help you out. Sa job hunting, ito yung very important. Siguro, ngayon kasi, kung meron ako na-realize ko, sana may tools pala ako before. Sana may access ako sa ganun. Sana alam ko na may job street. Sana nung time na yon may LinkedIn na. Wala pa promise. Nasa newspaper pa siya. Hindi naman ganun katanda, no? Pero ang swerte sa akin is because bago ako graduate, may trabaho na ako. So, swerte lang, no? Swerte lang. Because talagang medyo, and know your network siguro. Kasi malamang sa malamang yung classmate mo, hindi lang isa yung kailangan nila doon, baka kailangan nila ng dalawa, pwede kang remind or pwede kang makisabay. So very important yun. Pero ang masasabi ko lang is know the tools. Guys, as early as now, please have your profile in LinkedIn na maayos. Get that very good photo done. Kasi wag yung photo mo ng may hawak pa ng one beer na ganun. Or something else that tells me na parang party pa yung background or something. It tells a lot eh. It speaks a lot. If you are a party goer, no worries. If it's events that you want to do, go ahead. Perfect yon. But for the most part, LinkedIn is a professional page network. Walang rant na nagaganap doon. So, and let's keep it at that, no? So, yun lang. Kung sana, yun yung gusto ko beforehand as a fresh grad. Sana alam ko yung tools. Sana maraming templates na available for cover letters or resume kasi I had to do and construct it on my own. Nax, di ba?
Yun,
So, sabi ko, buti
yun,
na lang.
oo.
Oo.
Yun talaga yung purpose natin kung bakit meron tayong mga webinars na ganito, may mga pa-TikTok, ganyan.
Sobra.
Kasi
So, this is so
yung
nice.
mga,
This is so nice, Ruan. Very nice.
ito yung mga wala tayo before na
Correct.
resources. Ang
Correct.
hirap. Kailangan
Oo.
mong mag-start from scratch. Kaya we're
Correct.
here to help you guys na
Correct.
talagang hindi nyo na pagdaanan yung mga struggles namin
Correct.
before.
Hindi nyo na kailangan mabangga ng bus para malaman na hindi pala po tawiran yun. Please guys, no? Sometimes you have to learn it from others. So seriously speaking, nakakatawa siya, no? Ay, hindi pala pwedeng tumawid doon. Nabangga ako, na ICU ako noon eh. Nagagaw po. No need.
Ay,
Nandito na
totoo.
ngayon yung prospel. 'Di ba? Totoo. I mean, I love these things kasi I think it's all about paying it forward and helping you guys. Kung di nyo pa maland yung dream job nyo na Fangs. Fangs nga yung tawag ko. Nagamit ko na ba to Fangs?
Never
Facebook,
heard.
Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, and QuadX. Oh, di ba? Kasama yung QuadX sa dulo. Thanks talaga. Go, go, go. Oo. Yan talaga yung mga dream ng bawat isa. So, ang gusto ko lang sabihin is, see you there. Guys, very
Mm-mm.
nice, very nice. I'd be so proud, no? You having your dream company is one thing, is a reality. But don't forget na in dreaming your dream company, syempre, you also have to understand that it's the company that makes you, create and do the things and be the best version of yourselves. No? Hindi pwedeng puro work lang forever. Okay? Sige, there. Anything else?
Ito, last question natin.
Yes,
Or
okay, go.
more on closing message. So, what is your message to college students, fresh grads, Gen Zs, or young millennials?
Okay, medyo broad yung tanong, no? Medyo broad.
Mm-mm.
Pero,
About life,
in
ganun.
life, o sige, kunyari, guys, I've done it all. Don't do anything I won't, pero practically, yes. No. To be serious, no, again, sabi ko nga sa'yo, don't need to be hit by a bus for you to understand na you're not supposed to cross there. But more importantly, ganito, my message is this: you are currently at a place where in what we call na, favorite to, fork on the road. Nax! Di ba? Sabi ng dad ko yan, fork on the road. Hindi fork in, fork on. Yung fork, di ba? Parang may dalawang landas ka ngayon na tinitignan eh. And this is what we call the point of no turning back. Guys, kasi it's either you do it or you don't, but you cannot postpone it and you have to make a decision. So, in doing that, ano ba yung options ko, Miss Christine? Exactly. You have to look at all of the options that is in front of you, whether it be professional, whether it be personal. And ito yung importante, no? Sabi nila, ang problem daw kasi sa mga Gen Z or young millennials or yung mga fresh grads ngayon is you want instant gratification. Diba? You want to see things happen and then it's like, what's in it for me? Diba? And you know what? I must say, what's so wrong about it? Right? It makes you unique and definite, and you know yourself better, and you know you're a go-getter. This is the generation of go-getters, and what's so wrong about that? So ang akin lang is, for whatever it is that you do in life, let it be whatever decisions that you make, just make sure to stand by it, because history will judge you for it kung anong ginawa mo doon sa decisions. Okay? Just be bold enough. So, whether it be choosing the next job, doing and landing, or gagawin ko ba ito ngayon, or gagawin ko ito bukas, whatever decisions that you make, no, will affect your future. So, think about it. Think seriously. There's nothing wrong if you go for the best, or just make sure that you work hard for it. And for decisions made, sabi ko nga, panindigan. Yun lang naman, again. So it's the best experience and it will make you wiser, no? Sabi nga nila, the happiest person are the saddest. The wisest persons are those who have been so, endured sobra in life. So ako, I'm sharing this with you because I want you to be very critical, no? I know you love the good life, you want instant, nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that you work for it. Okay? So again, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for having me today. Roan, thank you, thank you. Prospel, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Christine. Sobrang dami namin natutunan. And sana nung fresh grad ako may ganito, di ba? Para hindi na ako
Ako
naging
din,
lost
ako
sa
din. Oo.
career.
Sa multiverse siguro.
Oo, ayan.
Sa multiverse, oo. Meron
Multiverse,
po dito,
ayan.
oo, na nag-uusap tayo.
Mm-mm.
Sige. Okay.
Ayan, so konting reminders na lang na to claim your e-certificate of attendance, ito yung link. And next week, meron tayo ulit about the things we need to prepare para sa job hunting natin, di ba? So, ayan, that ends our Career Talk Thursdays. And we hope na next week makita namin kayo ulit. Thank you for joining us today. Once again, I'm your host, Roan. And kita-kits tayo ulit next Thursday. Bye, Miss Christine. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
And
guys.
bye,
Thank you, Rowan. Thank you,
guys.
Prospel.
Bye-bye.